I'm sitting here with Peter Dodson, Group Chief Executive of Metro Cash and Carry Group. He is the man who is behind this company's big turnaround, their rebranding, recapitalizing, and we're talking also about their expansion plans. Peter, thanks so much for joining us this morning. How easy was it convincing your debt holders of this particular turnaround strategy? Because the company has really been on a downward spiral from 2004.
I think that the debt holders, over a protracted period of time, felt that they needed something new in the organization. So they were looking for a change. And so when we proffered this change to them, I think that they were quite happy that it was workable.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of ploughing in the cash that they're doing now, it's 300 million, the rights offer that you're instituting, and that's almost close to completion, isn't it?
It's almost complete. We've already had 200 million rand of that 300 million rights issue, and the final documentation will be signed during July, where the balance of the money will be transferred.
I think a couple of people might be saying that perhaps the strategy that you're putting in place, which is to incorporate more higher earning income groups and using your retail wholesale model, might be a little bit too late. Is it too late?
No, it's not, definitely not too late. In fact, the most viable market at this moment in time is the market that we serve. Mm-hmm. So we have 10 or 12 box stores that look after the middle to upper income groups in South Africa. But the vast majority of our stores, the 130 odd stores, are township bound or just on the periphery of townships. Right.
So, and you're moving a lot of your stores to very much more high foot traffic areas, isn't it?
Yes. So they're moving down. We have a lot of stores that are in industrial areas, and at the end of those leases, they'll be moving to the taxi ranks, the main taxi ranks, which in general are around the stations.
So how long are you looking at in terms of reaping the profits of the strategy plan?
How long will it take before we get to the profits?
Yeah.
I think within the next 2 years we'll start seeing a huge turnaround in profits.
And that's around the same time that you mentioned last night that you were going to list the company?
Yes. Yes. As long as the projections go forward as we hope they will, then there should be no problem with a listing in the next 2 to 3 years. However, taking into account what the world economy is faced with at the moment.
Mm-hmm. In terms of retail numbers in South Africa, we're seeing some momentum in terms of the actual numbers. What are you seeing on the ground?
On the ground, I think that generally retailing in food is suffering dreadfully. Inflation is now almost zero, and in fact, there's a risk of it going the other way. And the growth of food has slowed down dramatically in the last 6 months or so.
So how easy is it then to implement the plans that you're putting in place now and getting customers buying your products?
No, it's not easy at all. It's not easy for any of us. That doesn't mean to say that we've got to stop at our tracks and not go forward at all. So we believe in our model. We believe that what we're doing is going to reap the benefits going forward into the future. We've been planning this program now for the last 6 or 7 months, and implementation is now going on.
I want to just talk a bit about your Africa operations, because your Malawi stores, which are 109, have been doing pretty well. In terms of your model and how that's going to work in that particular country, just talk us through that.
Okay, the Malawi operation has, as you say, 109 stores. They're baby stores, between 100 and 200 square meters. They have a limited assortment. They're on shelving, and they're widely dispersed, as you can hear from the number of stores that we have there. They have been in the country for many, many years. The brand is very acceptable there. We have 2 brands. One is called People's Choice, and the other one, more recently, that we've introduced is Metro. They are probably holding about 60% of the market. So they're incredibly well known by the consumer in Malawi, and we will continue in that exact model and format as we are.
Other prospects, last night at your press briefing you mentioned Nigeria. Where else are you looking at in Africa?
No, in Africa we're not looking to go anywhere else at this moment in time. Really, we're going to concentrate on changing the model in South Africa, and that'll take us the next 12 to 18 months to get bedded down. However, this opportunity in Nigeria has come about. We've been contacted, and there's an individual there who's a well-known businessman who has built a store and is interested in the hybrid model that has been spoken about in South Africa. And so we will get together with him in the next couple of weeks and have a chat to him.